friends, how are you today? I am doing well, and this is going to be an intense one. It's going to be intense because we're going to talk about my number one favorite movie ever. Okay, it's my favorite movie. It is. It's when people ask me what your favorite movie is, this is the movie that I respond. This is my favorite movie, and the movie I'm talking about today is Almost Famous.
Hello.
This is the music editor at Rolling Stone magazine. Is this William Miller?
Yes, it is.
I think you should be writing for us.
From Cameron Crowe, writer-director of Jerry Maguire.
If you're going to be a true journalist, you cannot make friends with the rock stars.
Just make us look cool.
God, it's going to get ugly, man. They're going to buy you drinks.
Don't take drugs!
They're going to fly you places for free. It's Bowie! You're going to meet girls.
We are not groupies. We don't have intercourse with these guys.
Just blowjobs, and that's it.
Amen!
On the road with the band.
Your mom called!
Rock stars have kidnapped my son.
Spirits run high.
There's acid in the beer that's in the red cups.
How do you know when it's kicked in?
I am a golden
Innocence runs wild.
Let's deflower the kid.
We need this story in 4 days.
Your time has come.
And there's more to write home about.
Can I speak with William, please?
Is this Marianne with the plot?
Than the music.
What do you love about music? To begin with? Everything.
Do you have any regular friends?
Famous people are just more interesting.
And I have the Almost Famous Untitled Director's Edition on DVD, which you get 3 discs, actually 2 DVDs, and you get the third disc is the CD of the music group, which is the movie's about. And then I have the bootleg cut on Blu-ray. Why? Because that's all that was available. I wish that they would have gave this like a special deluxe type situation like they did with this thing, and you get an extra thing with a CD and everything. But anyway, I'm going to hold this one up because this one's not that... Just to show you the inside of the DVD if you don't know what it looks like already. Inside here we have the CD over here, and you got the 2 DVDs. Oh, and we have a booklet, and what's kind of cool is they give you almost like a replica album cover of the Stillwater CD, which would replica of like the record or whatever you would have actually gotten. Why is this my favorite movie? Well, we're going to take a few minutes here so I can explain to you why this is my favorite movie. When I was younger, I used to love to write. I used to love to draw. I would create stories, and I would hand them in. Like I did a lot of detention time. Spent a lot of time in detention, okay? Almost every day I was in detention. And what I would do is I created this pencil. It was actually 3 pencils lined up, duct taped, so I could write 3 lines at the same time. So at the time we would have to write, let's say this was a school motto, or the I will not talk during, whatever I got in trouble for. I will not talk during math class, or I will not do this during this. Whatever it is, I could write it 3 times and get it done. So I spent so much time in detention, and I wanted to get out of there, and you couldn't leave until you got everything done. So what I would do is I would take my special pencil, and I would actually write them up ahead of time. I had the paper that day. It was yellow line paper. I had taken a stack of yellow line paper, stole a stack of yellow line paper, brought it home, and literally wrote, I will not talk in class. I will not do this in class. I will pay attention to the teacher. I wrote a ton of these things, and they would have you write it like, let's say 200 times or 500 times. I would do it ahead of time. And then it gave me a lot of time during detention to write stories, or write poems, or write songs, or draw pictures, or whatever. The detention teacher, he didn't want to be there, or she didn't want to be there. It was their turn. And they could care less what you were doing as long as you handed in the I will not whatever at the end of the period. Because when we were done, their bosses had to see that this stuff got done. Okay. So a lot of times detention was fun because you end up with that fun fun teacher that didn't care about anything, and he'd be cracking jokes with the whole thing, like, "Oh, what are you in trouble?" I used to love that. I used to love when we get like, there's a couple of detention teachers that they used to come in and be like, "What are you in trouble for?" And you got one kid on the side like, "Oh, I did this during I threw a spitball at this person, or I threw wet toilet paper in the back of this girl's head," or and you get to hear why they're in detention with you, and some of the stuff's really funny, and some of the stuff, so I don't condone any of this stuff, but I'm just saying this was my life, okay? This was like 7th grade up, and I did a lot of detention to the point where I'm creating things. If you're building stuff to make your job easier, you invest a lot of time in something, okay? So I invested a lot of time in detention, okay? So I created this pencil with the 3 lines, and it was a beautiful work of art, and I don't know why they don't make kids write will not do whatever anymore. That's not even a thing anymore, I don't think. None of maybe my kids are just not in trouble. Anyway, so this movie is about a writer, and this kid wants to be a writer for Rolling Stone magazine. I remember being, like I said, writing stories as a kid and being like, one day I'm gonna have a book. One day it's gonna be a book of my poetry. I'm gonna write for something. I'm gonna be important in some way to somebody in my life. There's gonna be something that's going to push me over that edge where I'm going to be famous somehow, but famous in a good way. I don't want to be famous for some, arrested for something. No. I want to be famous for something good. I want to be remembered for something good. So I aspired to want to do something really good. And this movie is about this kid who is a writer, and he's got a love for music. Once again, something that I can relate with. My love for movies, my love for music is what took me to wanting to do this channel, because I absolutely, it's my love. I have a passion and a love for movies. I have a passion and a love for music. I just do. And I have a passion and a love for toys too. But it's kind of funny because people look at toys as they're toys. I look at toys like they're art. Somebody created that with their hands. Somebody created that, designed it, picked it out, drew it, whatever it was. It's art. Movies are art. Music is art. I'm an art lover. That's what I am. I might not be standing there staring at a painting and being like, "Oh, that's beautiful. What do you think about that? Is that whatever?" No, I'm not. But I look at this stuff as art. It's beautiful. And so he wants to write for Rolling Stone magazine, and I want to say he's 15 years old, and he ends up going out on the road with this band. Now, what I heard was the original band was the Allman Brothers Band, I want to say, but this is based on a somewhat true story. And supposedly this kid went on the road with the Allman Brothers Band, and things happened through interaction with the band. I mean, if you're a fan of rock music, you know that the rock stars go through all kinds of things: drugs, alcohol, women, men. There's all kinds of stuff going on. And this 15-year-old kid was in the middle of it, trying to write a story about the band, but he was becoming friends with the band. And as he's becoming friends with the band, it gets a little bit difficult for you to tell the truth when you're friendly with the band. So the whole plot of the story is him trying to get to the end of this tour and handing over this article to Rolling Stone magazine. Meanwhile, he meets this girl that he falls in love with, and she has this situation going on because she is a groupie, or I think they call her a Band-Aid. I think I'm saying it right. Yep. Okay, because I know that Band-Aids get offended if you call them a groupie, because they're not groupies. They aid the band. They help the band out. They follow them around, and they it's an awesome story, and it's a story about actually a kid that made it. You know what I mean? That's what I think that makes me feel good, is that there's hope for people. Now this is a thing that you should watch it. It's rated R. It's an adult movie. It's not a kids movie, but it's inspiring. This movie inspires me. You know what I mean? I call it my favorite movie because this is the movie I'll put in if I'm feeling like I need to be inspired. I feel like I'm like in a slump and something's not working out. I mean, I don't feel creatively intense. Is that what I'm saying? I would put this on and be like, yeah, I can do something. I can do that. This 15-year-old kid, he did this, and I can do it too. You know what I mean? It's motivational. It's inspirational. You know, some people put on inspirational videos on YouTube to get inspired, and this is my YouTube inspirational video. You know what I mean? It's just a great story, and the actors in it, they do a great job in telling the story of how this kid, he made it. You know, he once you get to the end, I'm not giving anything away. The story is done. You know what I mean? There's not going to be a sequel to Almost Famous. This is it. You know what I mean? And I'm glad it got the Blu-ray approach, but this is also one that I know I say that I usually Blu-ray is where I stop. You know, unless I am a super fan, then I go with the 4K. If this was ever released on a 4K, it's definitely a buy. I will buy it on 4K. Not because I think that it really needs it, because the type of movie it is, there's no special effects. There's no nothing, you know, explosions or anything exciting going on. But the sound would benefit from a 4K transfer or whatever. And that's the only reason why I would probably pick it up. I mean, because the picture quality on the Blu-ray is perfectly fine. Plus, I kind of wish that they would release it with all the different editions. There are different editions to this movie. Like I said, I get the director's, you know, this has like, I think this has two versions of the movie on it. This one you only get one. You get the bootleg version of the movie on here, but you don't get the theatrical version of the movie. And I like my movies to have the theatrical version of the movie, because sometimes I want to see the movie the way I saw it in the movie theater. That's how I remembered it. I love getting the bootleg stuff, or I love getting not bootleg, because they call it the bootleg. So let me just Untitled. This is called the bootleg. Okay, this is called the bootleg cut. The only reason I don't like to get bootleg stuff. As a matter of fact, I hate when people bootleg Blu-rays and DVDs and stuff. That drives me absolutely crazy. But on this box set, you get the theatrical cut and you get the bootleg cut, or the untitled cut. And this one, you only get the bootleg cut on the Blu-ray. So I would like to get that theatrical version. Let me make sure I'm not giving you guys false information here. No. So I would like to get the... Let's make sure. No, you get one version. Okay, so I would like to get the theatrical version on Blu-ray, and the bootleg version, and the untitled version. You know what I mean? Because every once in a while, I like to put in a different version of the movie. And most people, I don't know about you, because this happens to me a lot. Some movies, they have the theatrical and the regular version on it, and there's only a couple minutes time difference or whatever. But I'm like, you know, I want to see it the way I saw it when I saw it in the movie theater, you know, or I don't want to watch the extra. Sometimes the extra footage stuff ruins the movie. There's a movie called Empire Records. And I'm not going to say it ruins the movie, but it makes it a different movie. And I bought the Empire Records, the theatrical. I have the theatrical version of it. But then I bought the Blu-ray, and you get the special edition. And the special edition has extra footage in it, but it totally changes the movie. And you're kind of like, this is not the movie that I saw when I first rented this. This is not the movie I saw when I first went to go see it at the movie theater. You know, you don't get that same kind of effect. So it's very important that if you're going to produce a Blu-ray or a 4K, give the people the theatrical and the bootleg alternative director's version of it. Whatever. Yeah, we want that. We do want the directors and all that stuff. We want those versions. We want what the artists wanted to originally give you before the editors started cutting things and everything. We want that, but we want what we saw originally too. And we would like it in one little package so we can put on a shelf, because now I have this on my shelf side by side with this, which is all well and good. Plus I got the CD and everything, but why? Why would it be better just to have just something like this, you know, on my shelf, taking up less space with everything that I need in the movie? And being that it's my absolute favorite movie, I want to have everything. I would want to have everything from this movie, and that's just the way it goes. And like I said, anybody ever asks me what your favorite movie is, this is my all-time favorite. It's not my favorite movie to watch all the time. Let's get that clear. I'm not putting this in every single day and being like, oh, this is my go-to movie as far as the way it's put together. It's inspirational, and it makes me feel good. And if I'm ever feeling bad, I throw this movie in. So people ask me, what's your favorite movie? It's Almost Famous. And if you want to see a movie that's going to make you feel good and feel inspired, watch Almost Famous. That's what I say. And it should be your favorite movie also. Maybe I'm off by that. You know, some people say, oh no, my favorite movie is Dirty Dancing because I just like to dance. You know, okay, well, that's fine for you. Your prerogative, your choice. Everybody has their choices. But in my case, this movie just did something. I did not see this in the movie theater. If I remember correctly, I rented this and I was blown away. And it just, I remember where I was. Actually, the second time I saw it, and it had a meaningful thing then too. So if you have not seen Almost Famous, take a chance. It's still available. As a matter of fact, I saw this recently in the $7.95 or $8.99, whatever it's been, at Walmart. It was floating around right on the top of the thing, and I was like, wow, that's cheap for my favorite movie. But you know what? Maybe my favorite movie is destined to become somebody else's favorite movie for $8. So when you're walking by that bin, pick it up. $8. I don't believe you'll be sorry. If anything, you'll be motivated and inspired. So with that said, I want to thank you once again for watching my channel. Please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button so I can inspire more people. And I will see you